Welcome to StreetGangs.com SGTV. Last week, Aubrey Berry was acquitted of all charges in the shooting death of up-and-coming rapper Roderick Dolla Burton. And since those verdicts came out, many people have reacted negatively towards the jury because they're confused on how they could have came to the conclusion of a not guilty verdict. I was at the trial pretty much every day, and I wasn't surprised at all that the jury voted for not guilty. The prosecution and defense, they presented very strong cases, but when you look at the totality of all the evidence, I believe it weighed in favor of the defense and it weighed in favor of an acquittal. Unfortunately, after the verdicts were read, the jury did not want to give any interviews to the media, so we weren't able to ask them questions about what was the evidence that most compelled them to vote not guilty. But I'm going to provide a short outline of the evidence that I think was most influential in their decision. First of all, we got to define what self-defense is in the state of California, and I don't even think many people understand what self-defense is. Remember, back in 1993, Snoop Dogg was also charged with the murder, first-degree murder of a Crip named Philip Waldemarian, and he was also shot in the back, but he was found not guilty, self-defense, and there are many parallels to the Snoop Dogg trial and Aubrey Berry's trial. But self-defense is when someone reasonably believes that they are in imminent danger of either being killed, injured, or unlawfully touched. Now, the first piece of evidence that I think that the jury was moved by was the assault that Mr. Berry had at the club in Atlanta, which happened 11 days prior. And in that club, Mr. Berry was assaulted by T-Money, Dolla, and another person named William Scrap Robinson, according to testimony. Berry was talking to Dolla's girlfriend, and T-Money, Dolla, and William Scrap Robinson didn't appreciate it. It turned out that Berry knew Dolla's girlfriend from going to Clark Atlanta University. The video shows a big commotion at the club, and Berry testified that he felt that once he went down on the ground, he was being beat by about 5 or 6 people. So the jury has this assault that took place on his body back in Atlanta. Then they heard evidence that individuals were affiliated with Mansfield Crip. There was a police officer that testified that T-Money was a documented Mansfield Crip. And then another officer, Steve Strong, retired LAPD officer, testified that he believed that Dolla was a Crip based on the tattoos, photographs, throwing hand signs, and his associations. So now the jury has this assault that took place in Atlanta, and now it's in LA street gang is connected to that assault. Then the jury saw 2 videos. One video was Dolla talking about how he knocked out 2 pistols over discrepancy about a song. And in that video, he says that he walked up to 2 pistols and said, "What's happening?" Which happens to be the same phrase that he said to Berry when he approached Berry at the valet area of the P.F. Chang's. That came from Sadiq Abawe, that came from Saria Silvers. So he uses this term, I guess, before he confronts people, and the jury heard this. The other video was with T.I., where Dolla's standing to T.I.'s left, T-Money's in the video, and there's some reference to street gangs in the clip that the jury heard. Then they heard the song by Dolla, "Is You Holdin'," where he talks about being strapped and having a gun. Now, whether or not he's rapping about reality or fiction is not important. These videos and that one song, the 2 videos and the one song, were only presented to give Mr. Berry's state of mind, to see if he had a reasonable feeling that something could have happened to him. Now, a piece of evidence that did not come into the trial was an arrest that Dolla had in Atlanta, where he was arrested about 6 months previous for carrying a concealed weapon. The defense tried very hard to bring this in, link it to the song, because there were some similarities to that arrest and the song "Is You Holdin'." But the judge did not allow it, so the jury never even knew that Dolla was arrested for carrying a concealed weapon.